You are born into a world that does not belong to you. Your mother is Nawa. Your father is a lord of the coastal lowlands, a man of standing and property. You are given the name Malinali, the day sign of twisted grass, of death, of transformation. You are a child when the world decides it is done with you. Your father dies, your mother remarries, a new husband, a new son, a new order, and the woman who carried you decides that you are a problem she no longer needs to keep. She sells you, not traded, not gifted, sold, like cloth, like cacao, like something without a name. You're taken south, far from the mountains and the language you knew, and handed to Maya traders near the coast of Tabasco. You do not cry, or maybe you do. It doesn't matter. No one is keeping records. What matters is what you do next. You learn. The Mayan words come slowly at first, then faster. You absorb them the way dry earth absorbs rain, completely, hungrily, without waste. Every phrase, every tonal shift, every silence that carries meaning between spoken words. You are not just memorizing a language. You are understanding how language works. How the same truth told two different ways can start a war or prevent one. Language is power. The person who controls words controls everything. You have it, and no one around you realizes it yet. Then the ships come. Rumors travel faster than armies. Men who float on wooden houses. Men with skin the color of dead ash. Men who wear metal skin and ride animals no one has ever seen. You file it away. You wait. When Hernán Cortés lands on the coast of Tabasco in March of 1519, the locals do what locals do when they cannot fight. They offer tribute, gold, food, cloth, and 20 women. You are one of them. You stand at the water's edge with 19 others and watch the men in armor walk toward you. The sun is brutal. The air smells like salt and burning. You do not look at the ground. You look at them. Hernán Cortés is smaller than the stories. Compact, precise. His eyes never stop moving, across the landscape, across the faces, across you. He looks at you the way a general looks at a map. You look at him the same way. His first interpreter is Geronimo de Aguilar, a man shipwrecked 8 years ago. He speaks Maya well enough, but Aguilar doesn't speak Nahuatl, and Nahuatl is the language of the Aztec Empire, the language of 30 million people. Without Nahuatl, Cortés is deaf to everything that matters, and you speak both. He figures it out within days. Cortés separates you from the other women immediately. He has you baptized. You're given a Spanish name, Marina. In formal address, Doña Marina. Among your own people, the name that lasts is simpler, La Lengua, the tongue. He has you baptized. You are given a Spanish name, Marina. In formal address, Doña Marina. Among your own people, the name that lasts is simpler, La Lengua, the tongue. Then the foothills rising into cold mountain air. Then the high plateau, where the sky is blue and thin and the wind cuts through everything. You walk with the army. You eat what they eat. You sleep when they sleep. You translate. Every word Cortés speaks to a local ruler passes through you. Every threat. Every promise. Every carefully constructed lie about who he is and what he wants. You know exactly what he is and what he wants. You translate it anyway, because you are the bridge. And a bridge doesn't get to choose which armies cross it. Tlaxcala is the first real test. The Tlaxcalans are old enemies of the Aztecs. Fierce, proud, furious at anyone who marches through their territory uninvited. They attack. The battle lasts for days. Men die on both sides. The Spanish are outnumbered and exhausted. You're sent forward to negotiate. You walk into Tlaxcalan territory with nothing but your voice. You translate not just words, but intentions. You explain what these men are and what they could be. Allies against a common enemy. You come back alive. The Tlaxcalans join. 20,000 warriors. The backbone of Cortés' army. You built that coalition with words. You reach the lake basin in November of 1519. Nothing in your life prepares you for this. The causeway stretches over the water like a stone dream. The city rises from the center of the lake. Towers, temples, floating gardens, aqueducts. Markets larger than anything in Madrid or Seville. Your own people built this. Your language lives in these streets. And you're walking at the side of the man who's going to end it. You keep walking. Moctezuma comes to meet Cortés at the edge of the Great Causeway. He's carried in a litter lined with feathers and jade. His attendants will not let their feet touch the same ground as his. He is the lord of the world, and the world knows it. He steps down to greet Cortés, and everything they say to each other, every formal greeting, every loaded ceremonial phrase, every hidden meaning beneath the surface of politeness, passes through you. History hinges on this moment, and you are the hinge. Cortés claimed Moctezuma acknowledged Spanish sovereignty, welcomed conquest, submitted without coercion. Aztec accounts say something different. The truth is somewhere in the space between two languages that have no perfect translation for each other, and you were the one filling that space. You were deciding which words survived the crossing and which ones didn't. Maybe you had no choice. Maybe every translation was an act of survival. Maybe there was never a version of that conversation that didn't end in fire. Cortés takes Moctezuma hostage. He does it quietly, surgically, not a battle, just a removal. The emperor is simply no longer free to leave. The city watches. The priests watch. The warriors wait. At night, the sounds of the city wash over you. Drums, birds, the distant sound of water. You count every word you've spoken. You do not sleep much. Intelligence reaches Cortés that an Aztec attack is being planned. Thousands of warriors hidden in the hills waiting for the Spanish to walk into the city. A woman in the market pulled you aside. She was kind, maternal. She warned you because she wanted to save you. She thought you were innocent. You thanked her. Then you went to Cortés and told him everything. He ordered a preemptive strike. Thousands died in Cholula that day. Warriors, yes, but also men who were simply in the wrong courtyard. Priests, people. Your warning made it possible. You never speak about that. Not in any record that survives. You were property, and then you were useful, and then you were used. What you chose was survival, by any means available. Tenochtitlan falls in August of 1521. The siege lasts 3 months. The canals run with blood. The market of Tlatelolco goes silent. The temples come down stone by stone. Cuauhtémoc, the last emperor, is captured trying to escape by canoe. He is tortured. He says nothing. He is killed. Cortés declares victory and begins building a new city on top of the ruins. You stand in what used to be the center of the world. You say nothing. There is nothing left to translate. Cortés gives you to Alonso Hernández Portocarrero, then to Juan Jaramillo, who you eventually marry. You have already had a son, Martín, with Cortés. He is taken from you and raised elsewhere. Martín is called one of the first mestizo children of New Spain. A beginning, a symbol, a wound. You accompany Cortés on one last expedition, into Honduras. Through jungle so thick the army nearly dissolves into it. You see his cruelty again, and his brilliance, and his absolute indifference to the cost of what he builds. After that, the records thin out. You disappear from history somewhere in the late 1520s. No death date, no tomb, no record that anyone thought to write it down. In Mexico today, your name is a battlefield. Malinche, la Malinche, malinchismo, the word for betraying your own for outsiders, for selling your culture for proximity to power. Others say it differently. They call you the mother of Mexico, the first mestiza, the woman who survived every disaster thrown at her and refused to be erased. You were a child when they sold you, a teenager when Cortés put the weight of history in your mouth and told you to speak. You did not choose the conquest. You were not given a choice. Without you, Cortés does not take Mexico. Not like this. Not this fast. Not this completely. The conquest is not only swords and horses and disease. It is words, negotiation, the precise and devastating act of translation. You're standing at the edge of the lake now. The water is still. Behind you, the city burns. Ahead of you, a new world is assembling itself on the bones of the old one. You are the only person alive who understood both sides of the fire. History will take your name and break it into 100 different meanings. But you were never a myth. You were a woman, sold as a child, brilliant beyond measure, alone in a way that has no translation. And you changed the world. Whether the world deserved it, that's a question you'll leave to the historians. You have been translating long enough.